Hey everybody, and welcome to Savor the Harvest. Today I want to talk about the very beginning of our journey, where we start our seeds. It's usually a very exciting time for me and I get a little excited. So I wanted to talk to you today about a few different options that you have or things you could buy. And everyone has a different preference. And I know probably 3 years ago, I would have said those little peat pucks, which I don't have any right now, were my favorite thing to sow seeds in. Now I prefer little trays or little pots or little cups with holes in the bottom, just because. They seem to work really well, and I don't have to worry about things drying out as fast or different things like that. So let's plant some seeds. So the first thing in our journey is we need our soil. Now I just use like a recycling bin. If you were doing like big trays, you might want more of like a tote. It just depends on the size that you're doing. But for me, I'm a home gardener. I don't need 10,000 plants hanging around my house or my yard. I don't have a yard, so I don't have a lot of places to put them. So I only need a couple of plants of each different thing, and that's more than enough. I do lots more tomatoes, and I do quite a few different kinds of peppers, but generally I don't need 30, 40, trays. So I have this, it's little individual, there's 12 here. I have been trying to plant like 3, so I have 4 different things. The challenge with that is not every variety germinates at the same rate. And once things start to pop, plants want to get out, they want the dome off, they want to get off the heat. They don't need it anymore. So for some things you're not moving things so that other things can germinate, and then you're maybe going too fast or too slow for other things. So I try, if I'm going to put different seeds in here, I try to make sure they have the same germination rate as best I can. And I'll show you my seed starting that I've already done and show you how I didn't do that. It didn't work out. Okay. But that's fine. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. We experiment and we try different things, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. So now that I have my pots that I'm gonna plant, we need some seeds. Now, I have picked up fancy seeds from nurseries. I have ordered seeds online. I've bought seeds at the dollar store. Start where you are. I have seed packets that are 2-3 years old, and I plant them every year, and there's just so many in there, I don't need to buy more seeds. So as long as you store them correctly, they can last multiple seasons. They will have a date on them, packed for and sell by December of 2024. That's for stores, that's government. It gives me an idea of how old the seed is, but generally I just try them anyway. That's okay. So today I had planted some jalapenos. The jalapenos haven't started yet, so I'm gonna plant a few more pots of jalapenos. So I have my seeds, and then I have my soil. Now, there is seed starting mix. You can make your own with different kinds of things. There's formulas out there. You can research it. I use potting soil. I go to Walmart. I buy their cheap potting soil. It does have lots of sticks in it, but it's affordable for what I'm doing, and I still have great success with it. So, you know, I just leave it. I do fertilize my plants once they get going, but we're starting today. So I have tried dry, I have tried wet soil or damp soil, and I like wet. So this is pretty dry. I have electrical heat for this house, which is absurd, but you got what you got. So it dries out really, really quickly. So now I have a boo-boo, so I have to wear my gloves. Normally I wouldn't, but here we are. So I also have tap water. So what I do is I fill up, I have like 2 of these big jugs. I got them at the dollar store. And I fill them up and I just let them sit for, you can let them sit for a few hours, or I fill them up and they'll sit overnight kind of thing. That's gonna get your chlorine out of the water, because your plants, especially when they're seedlings, do not like the chlorine. They're not friends. So I have 2 of these jugs, I fill them up, and I use them whenever I need to water things. So again, I'm not doing math here, guys. I'm adding water, and then I have a trowel with me today. Usually I use my hands, and I probably will in a minute, but I just mix it in. And what you're kind of looking for is a texture where if you ball it up in your hand, it doesn't just fall apart. So I know I'm not there yet. So, whoa. The fun of gardening, playing in soil. The smell of soil is definitely becoming a favorite. Like, they should sell it in Savour. I would buy that. Spraying soil. Can I trademark that? Internet? How does that work? So I just mix it up as best I can. And now, as you can sort of see, like I have a piece of it. Of course it's gonna fall apart, but generally it's sort of formed in the way. And that's just gonna help, it's just gonna help everything. It's just way better. So, like I said, we're gonna do some jalapenos, and generally I like them when I make my salsa. I like to make like a jalapeno cheese dip. I like to make stuffed jalapenos, add them to my tomato sauce. They kind of just go with everything, and I think it's just a good thing to have. Now, I overwintered some pepper plants this year for the very first time, and I just started waking them up. No, I have no idea what I'm doing. No, I didn't research or YouTube or think about it. I'm just making it up as I go, and it feels very freeing to just try it. So that's it. So I'm going to take the pot. So I have chosen just a little square pot. I got this at the dollar store. And I like to fill it as best I can. I have a little crack in this one. It's fine. It's fine. So I like it to be pretty compact. If you think about soil in the ground, the seed falls in the ground. It's going to be pretty compact underneath it. So that is one. So it uses quite a bit of soil when you do it that way, but I would rather more success with the seed than save 10 cents in soil. Yes, eventually you will have had enough with buying of soil. I just used 3 bags to pot up my peppers, which is all that I had. So this is the end of my soil. So I'm like, gotta go get more tomorrow. All right, so a little bit more. I do like it compact. Then I just kind of rub off the top. And then I'm gonna put a little indent in the middle with my thumb. 2. 2's good for now. So the pepper plants that I overwintered, I decided not to label. So it is a fun game. They could be jalapeno, they could be bell pepper, they could be cayenne pepper, they could be Tabasco pepper. Those are the ones that I had last year. So it'll be really fun to see if we get anything off them. All right, so getting my peppers out. This is the Mr. Frother Gills seeds, jalapenos. And so they come in a little bag inside a bag. And I hope you can see them, but they're not a bad size seed as far as seeds go. So I'm gonna plant 2 per pot. Okay, 3, because that's how many fell out. All right, so 3, and I don't like to plant them that deep. Maybe I should. Maybe that's why they didn't germinate last time. I don't know. So then I just kind of scratch them in. I'm just using my finger today because I don't have a pencil with me. And I just want to make sure that they're kind of in the soil and there's some light soil on top. And we're basically done. So the tray that I'm using is from the dollar store. I know, I shop there a lot. I don't like to spend a lot of money on things that I can't reuse. I've been looking at that, I think it's Bootstrap Farmer, and they have pots that can go in the dishwasher. So that's really attractive to me. They're a lot sturdier. So I am considering at some point getting something like that. But for now, I'm gonna use what I have. These are trays, I baked in them, I have washed them, and now I'm using them for seeds. So, so they come with their own dome. And I will put this, so I'm gonna water them a little bit more. I'm going to put them on a heat mat, and then I'm going to just let them do their thing. So, now, the other thing, speaking of labeling, there we go. I'm gonna label because this old brain doesn't always remember. And it is, and I always put the date that I sow the seed, so it is the 10th today. And then just so that when I'm wondering if they should be germinated, I know they take about, let's double check. 7 to 21 days. So anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to germinate, which is why I haven't given up on the other ones quite yet. I don't think it's been quite that long. So I will put them in here with the dome, and then once they start to come up, then I'll move them onto my grow table, which I'm going to show you because it's a little exciting. All right, so I was able to put the jalapenos here in here with some other plants that are still thinking about surviving, and it is on the heat mat. I have 3 of them right now. I got 2 recently off of Amazon, and I got the other one from Princess Auto. And then here are my pepper plants. They're still really green. And I think that is a good thing. So I'm just hoping that they will come back. So here are some that I started last weekend. And see, this is where you're gonna see, so my dwarf tomatoes, they have come up really nicely, but my yellow bell and my jalapeno have not. But my garlic chives are starting to come. And then in the back, we have some peppers growing. And then this is curry that I propagated from a plant I had it's probably been in here 2 months maybe. So it's growing, it's coming. We have some garlic. I found some seeds, so I'm just playing around. Some lupins, a rosemary that I propagated as well. Dwarf tomatoes. We have one teeny tiny columbine right there. I'm waiting for it to get a little bit bigger, and then I will scoop it out and transplant it. This is a kit from the dollar store for strawberries. So it came with the pot and the medium and the seeds, and I cold stratified the seeds. So I put them in the freezer, in the fridge, sorry. I put them in the fridge, and we're starting to see some little leaves. Very, very good. I have herbs in here that are starting to do some stuff. There's oregano hanging out. And then on my top shelf, I have some hydroponics happening. I just started hydroponics in the last little bit, and I've been having some great success. So I have 2 dwarf tomatoes hanging out here, flowering. I have 2 rosemary that I propagated back there. This beautiful parsley that is just wonderful to have in the house. I just cut all of my lettuce off. So I have to take these out and put something new in here. And then I have a jalapeno plant and rosemary and another jalapeno plant in the very back that was planted at the same time as this one, but different medium, and it's just interesting how they grow. So to be honest, I've been dealing with aphids, so I'm just hoping that I have that dealt with, because they need to go away. So that's my garden so far, and it's going to be growing more and more as the weeks get closer and closer to when I get to plant outside. So my plan this year is to have a couple of pots and go back and try the hay bale gardening again. It worked out really well for me the past 2 years, so I want to add more and see what else I can grow in it and have some fun, because it's really amazing how I can get a garden to come out of a few plants and some hay. But we'll see what happens this year. We'll see. Last year we had so much rain, it made it easy, and who knows. But it is fun. I like it. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like things and share with all your friends. Tell everyone.